a new ETF. All right. So I don't need a tinfoil hat for that, but let's just run with that. Those are facts, right? Hard facts. They cannot be changed. There's no bullish or they're not bullish nor bearish. All right. A fact about it. They're just facts, right? So Trump media was pushing or is pushing onto the Fed a new ETF. The question is Trump media going to have it approved? Right? That was a question. Because it was pretty odd to me. And you guys can go and watch the replay on that video where I was saying, all right, the actual ETF sounds pretty solid. It was 60% Bitcoin, right? It was 30%, 40% Bitcoin. It was 20% Ethereum. Then also it had Solana. If I don't mistaken, it had Cardano. And then finally it had CRO. And I was like, dude, what the hell is CRO doing here? Right? I mean, seeing CRO, it tells you that, Crypto.com is going to be involved in this. All right. So it's time to start looking into a CRO. But what the hell is CRO doing there? All right. I get it that they need a custodian, right? I get it, they need a custodian, but right now, presidency name into an ETF along a crypto company while they already have their own exchange and while already have their own stuff like that. And they had Trump coin, Melania coin, and we've seen a couple of rug pulls in there. Dude, are you really freaking kidding me? Right? And I have nothing against an ETF, a good ETF, right? Also, I have nothing against that exactly, right? But everything smells so fishy, right? It's like when you go to the karaoke, like that really old karaoke, and you ask for French fries, and then you don't know if you're eating French fries or fried fish, right? So,
okay.
Yeah, have you been in there? Hopefully, you haven't been.
No, man.
No.
It's not somewhere where I go venturing out. That sounds dangerous.
All right, when you come visit, I take you then. I take you to visit.
We can sing the Gypsy Kings. Bambaleo.
Oh yeah, perfect. But all right, we knew that this was coming. They announced it, and the thing is blowing. Perfect. All right. So what's now? And let me ask you the question before I jump into the money flow thing that I'm seeing here, and what do the repercussions are, right? I'm just asking for your opinion, of course. I don't want to get you in the courts, and this is those kind of questions that if I got asked, I would really need some time to actually figure it out. So I'm just saying this because of the for our alumni and our public understands how difficult of a questions I'm gonna be asking, and it's an opinion. All right. So Alex, what would you make out of this kind of ETF involving CRO? After without seeing the pump, right? What would you make out of that news?
I think if CRO is part of it, it's got to have clean reserves. Like, I think that's the key with any sort of exchange. Even for me, like with my community or whatever, I always go through and check the reserves and make sure they're posted and make sure that they're visible and that they are backed up 1-to-1 kind of deal.
Absolutely. And I think I chose the very perfect guy to ask this question because I do remember you making the investigation for your community with 2 different brokers. I don't want to name them, but I do remember you calling out 2 of them, 2 out of the 3 that you made an investigation of, right? Yeah. And you were saying, well, they're just shit. They don't have reserve, man. What the hell? We're going to have liquidity problems. And like within a month, that happened exactly. Exactly that's what happened, right? So yeah. And here's the thing. All right. So they announced it, and I think hi guys, this is the crowning point. All right. This is the crown jewel of the tinfoil hat stuff. I think, and I'm gonna reveal why in a second. And let me say it once again. This is my opinion, YouTube. All right, and I'm wearing tinfoil hats, and just keep over and go watch somebody else talking about COVID or something. All right, YouTube. So moving on. I think that CRO, Crypto.com was broke. Was just trying to survive. All right. And the management of the Trump family over the crypto business was shit. Right? Sorry for saying that. Again, this is my opinion. This guy's opinion, nothing to do with Charbon or anything, but also part of my job is to deep dive and investigate a little bit more. And this is where my intuition is letting me to believe. All right? Believe, think, opinion. All right? Having said that, I believe that CRO saw an opportunity and said, hey, buddy, do you want to make your business better? And we're broke not because we're bad at business. We're broke because we overinvested on everything else, and then we do it in the bad part of the cycle. But if you guys remember, CRO has or have a stadium. I don't know if they already have sold it, right? They had a stadium. They had, dude, they went crazy when it launched, right? Where, if you guys remember, when Bitcoin was at 10K, and then CRO, it was actually what? It was not Crow. It was something different, and they changed it to CRO. And well, they went quiet. They went quiet for a freaking one cycle, right? And they just started giving away Bitcoin like in a pyramidal stuff kind of deal. So it's not that they were bad at business, right? I mean, I think their timing was off, and their CEO was not prepared for that. Everything back then, exactly, Crypto.com Arena, exactly. I don't know what's the current status of that. I don't know still if they own it or not, but I do know for a fact that they just went quiet. Right? They just went quiet. So what would that mean? That means they don't have the influx start pushing more media so they cannot produce. What the other stuff doing? Well, they were offering APY and giving Bitcoin for free, like in a pyramidal kind of stuff. All right, so I think that they went to Donald Trump and say, hey, what about us improving your market? This is our numbers. This is how fast we can pump stuff, and you're being president. I think that is going to come to a very good business. So here's the deal. You're going to be, or somebody of your family is going to be part of CRO. So it's going to be basically your company. And then we can stock up on a reserve. I mean, if you ask me, dude, I would say yes to it. I don't really care. So if you see me owning a broker, first think that I don't care where is it coming from, but I do care where is it going to. All right, so that's the difference. So when you see OC's broker, we're not gonna be taking your money. No, just kidding, of course. I'll always be on your side, guys, because I would somebody to be on my side when I mean, you know, like always. I hate on Binance. That's the main reason, right? All right. Jokes aside,
You love Binance.
dude, I hate Binance with all my soul, man. Oh, all right. Don't get me started, man. All right. Don't get me started. We'll talk about Binance in another class, all right?
OC likes
Because
his whole holdo portfolio is Ethereum and BNB.
did I have a lot? How do you call it? A truckload of shit for Binance, man. So when they wanted to actually go back and try to reverse the actual change, and they could have done that because they lost it because they were stupid enough to lose access of their custodian Bitcoin, dude. That's where everything broke down in pieces, and that was CC's fault. All right, coming back to it. Now, what is what is the proof, right? Well, I have no doubts, I have no proof kind of stuff. Now, I do have something that is leading me to believe that right now the pump that we're seeing, it is made up. It's not really made up. I don't think this is something illegal, all right? But I think they're forcing the hands on it. And right now we're seeing that retracement on CRO. All right, time to actually go into the thing. So 4 hours, we're seeing this flag out for possible continuation, something that I'm not liking. It is this big wick at the top. I cannot take an action based on a wick so far. I need to can it close and see the shape of the candle to then take reactions, just so in case you want to jump back in. But here's where the interesting parts goes, right? Let's look at our money flow. Let me make this huge, all right, on this big. First, the goose head. The goose head indicates right here, and this is not new. This is not on CRO. This is all across all of the altcoins. When we have a goose head, we have a little retracement for then a U shape to the upside. All right, so and further move to the upside, and then a bigger retracement. All right. But accommodate to that or following to it, the shape of your money flow needs to be organic. What is an organic shape? For example, look at this goose head. Look at how wavy that is. All right. So it's wavy, it's coming in, coming out. I mean, normal fluctuation. Look at this other goose head and look at the shape of that money flow. It is organic, right? And we can go all freaking day about it until we get to this area. All right. When we get to this area, let's see what's going on right here so we can compare it to the next. And I promise this is going to be quick and fast. All right. So I'm getting at the end of it. So what happens here when we have flat, steady push on money flow? Because that's the one that we're looking for, right? Flat, steady move of money flow. We should be having a slightly tilted upwards range. Why? Because this is influx of money, steady influx of money. This is not a natural influx of money. This happens with something like FTX usually do when they overprint FX coins to then back up some loans and basically magically print money out of nowhere. All right. And you can say that, or you can speculate that, and that's why I'm using a tinfoil hat, because I have no hard proof other than the reaction that we've seen in different brokers doing this. Well, they do that, which to a certain point is not illegal. All right. And well, that means that on this candle, they push this amount of money. On the next candle, they push the same freaking exactly amount of money. In the next candle, they push exactly the same amount of money. They have, let's just say, $1 billion. All right. And the ethical way to push it into your own broker is not to alterate your own coin, but you still want to create that just enough FOMO, right? The actual organic money flow start rushing into your token so you can cover up the shit that you're pushing in. All right. So, but right now, I mean, we should be seeing a slightly tilted upwards range, right? We already have seen that on over a period of time. But right now, look at the money flow. It's freaking twice as thick as before. And it's not, I don't see the range. What is the range? They don't care. They don't care. And all right, maybe it's a reserve thing that Alex was mentioning, that I think, yes, it has to do with the point, but also I believe that they want more influx of money. They want that extra cash from you to jump in right here at the top, thinking that it's going to be doing exactly the same thing that it did here, and then they're going to be racking you by then having the big push, a little range, and then a continuation, because the thing is going to continue to the upside. There's no question about it, because it is backing up an ETF. Not only that, it's also inside that ETF. It's like Donald Trump saying, all right, let's bring Trump Media, who's going to be revising and controlling votations for the next cycle, just to make sure that everything is fair, right? So how could you create custodian on a broker while your own token is being part of the same freaking ETF? All right, and that little point that it makes it all crumble is the freaking thick flat money flow without a range. All right, so let's just take this out of the way. Perfect. How do we trade this? We don't. We don't. Well, I don't. All right. I don't until I see something like this, and this is going to be for the further continuation, because the thing is going to continue upwards. All right. I just need to figure out where am I going to be jumping in, and I'm going to be jumping in at goose hits and ranges. That's it. So, having said that, other than you guys think that I'm crazy, that I'm cuckoo, and you might not be wrong about that, what do you think, Alex?
I think as long as you employ good risk management and strategy, you can trade shitcoins. Like, that's the thing. And I mean, I'm sure the hacker community and stuff, they're making money. Like, if it wasn't working, they wouldn't be, have as many members as they did, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, you can do it successfully, but it's up to strategy, right? And strategy is going to be everything. You must understand that. Okay, that's going to be everything. For me, when looking at things like shitcoins, right? You got to set the trap. The same kind of deal, okay? The same deal. What does that mean? So let's take a look at Crow. And I did have a setup on Crow, which is kind of funny. So how do you do it, right? Because up only, right? And let's go to Crow. Look at my Crow setup yesterday. Okay, so let's go and look at it because this is not the chart from yesterday. This is. All right, so we have a buy level here. I know you guys all wish you you got the buy level, but you didn't. I'm sorry, it happened in the evening, right? So what are we looking for, right? It's the same thing. And if you, I mean, it's the same idea here. So how do we set the trap, right? Where do we set the trap? So you get something, whenever you get that initial pump, right? You're looking at a couple of things, all right? Because you can't pull like a fib, right? This thing's gone, right? So you're not like, this is fucking useless. Or is it? You can pull, so for me, I like an impulse Fibonacci that lines up. So we go to the high here, okay? You go down to the low here. Where the move started. So the first low, right? This is getting into the weeds. Fibonacci master, okay? 382. Order block. Okay? Liquidity in the lows. So this is, once you push up, you typically put in one, retrace. That's to wreck all the people in the trade. We don't care about these people here. We care about these people here and up, okay? Because we know people are trying to get the breakout, retest, continuation trade. We know that this move down to here is to wreck everybody getting long in here. Late. They're late to the party, right? They're buy, and then liquidated, right? Okay, that's the wreckage. So when this move happens, what you're looking for is you're looking for an aggressive entry, which is a 382, okay? So that's your impulse fib, right? Then you're identifying where liquidity resides, right? So you could use your brain and say, hey, they haven't come back for this area here. You can see that it comes down in here, diverts, and pushes. You can see there's no real retracement in here. Instant area of interest, okay? This should be your first area of interest. You should be looking for a retrace back into this area and then follow through, if you think it's going to follow through, right? So it's risky, but you understand the risk. So we come in here perfectly and retest that area of liquidity, okay? You can go off of a whole bunch of different things in here. Let me just rewind price action so you guys understand how to use your tools that I like on Chart Prime so that you guys can make lots of money, okay? Because I know how to make lots of money. I just want you guys to learn how to make lots of money. That's the key. We want to teach you how to fish, okay? You see liquidity. Draw a big box. Draw a box here. Be like, I look here. Very simple. This is why Chart Prime good. Chart Prime really good, okay? It gives you the low. So you're looking for a reaction in the liquidity, right? You understand price action, right? So up only, liquidity event, bounce back, consolidation, push up, enticing buyers, going to come back for liquidity, going to react in the liquidity. If you get the right reaction, we're looking for continuation, okay? Do you guys understand this, okay? This is exactly what happens. So this is not as deep. So this pushes up. This wrecks late longs. That's the only job of this candle here. Boom. Comes back. Wrecks your grandma for buying Crow here. Okay.
Poor grandma.
Then it's about establishing a range to entice more buyers. They want to build up. They want to build up liquidity. They want to entice people to buy. Once they've enticed enough buyers, because everybody's like, Crow is going to the moon, right? Okay? They're going to destroy those people. Understand that. They're going to entice, and then they're going to destroy. Balance in the force, right? We always want to see balance in the force. That's why you see Bart Simpson everywhere, man. He's always hanging out, and he's a happy guy because grandma got long here, and grandpa's yelling at grandma here. Okay. All
True
right.
story.
It's true, right?
It's
He
true.
lost all our money. Crazy lady. You buying purses and shit. Buying crow token. All right.
Uh,
Grandpa knows that once grandma's wrecked, he can actually use the money that he didn't tell her about to buy crow, okay? And then he can let grandma go shopping again. That's the key. Is we want to keep grandma happy, right? So this is what's going to happen. You need to be able to recognize this. This is your job. Recognizing this and then managing risk, okay? So let's look at it. Right? So when we up only, euphoric, right? Grandma gets wrecked. They entice buyers. People get wrecked. Yeah. Possible long area here. Okay, double bottom, continuation trade. So you can go off the market structure shift in here. You can get long in here. But we still know liquidity's down here. So they might wreck them again. We know we come down here. Okay, we know that. But what tells us that they would come back down here is this. Look at that. We want to see price action balanced. Okay? Balanced. Meaning, if we're going to ladder up, right? We take the ladder up and the elevator down. You've heard that, I'm sure, a million times. But we want to see clean price action, right? Otherwise, when there's imbalance in here, you get fair value gaps, you get order blocks, and you get liquidity because price moves so quickly that these guys are thinking they're safe. People who got long here are safe until they're not safe, until it comes back, right? So what can you do in this situation? Well, for me, I would pull a fib here, right? I'd be looking here. I'd be looking, right? I'd be looking here. I'd be looking here, right? And I'm waiting for the reaction. Let's press play. I got it. Okay. So that's good. So the fib now would be from swing high to swing low here, right? We'd be actually hitting it right now. They'll always give you a reaction at the golden pocket. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a reversal. So you have to wait for structure to tell you it's a reversal. Look, you get a little bounce off the golden pocket. Downtrend continues, okay? Now, once that has been mitigated, okay? So you got a bounce, golden pocket, cool, just a retracement. So remember, in a downtrend, which we are in because we broke the low here, okay? In a downtrend, because we broke the low here, if you're taking longs off of this, you're taking retracement longs, right? It's called a Fibonacci retracement tool, okay? Retracement, okay? Downtrend, retracement, continuation, right? So if you're taking a retracement trend, I tell this to people all the time. They don't listen, but that's okay. You'll listen here. If you are in a downtrend and you are taking a long, you are taking a retracement trade. You are not the Josiah bottom catcher of, Egypt, okay? None of us are. You are trying to take this trade, okay? DAGA-DT is, okay, we get it. Okay? You are trying to take a retracement. Sometimes it is the bottom. But you should be trading this as if it's a retracement, meaning you should be taking most of your profits here. You should be protecting yourself once you've taken those profits, okay? So if you're taking this long, right, you're taking profits. It comes back against you, you get a little W in here. That's cool. We like a little W, okay? Little win, okay? You come down into these lows. You still got your liquidity marked out, right? Once your 786 in golden pockets rejected, now you're looking for one thing and one thing only. The liquidity. You come into your liquidity, you're just waiting for a reaction, right? What changes here? Structure, right? Structure has changed. You have broken the highs, Correct? Correct, right? Breakout, retest, continuation trade. Okay, so there's a safe way. There's an earlier way. So you can be like, okay, we tapped liquidity here. We have bullish divergence. I will buy this candle because we are pushing out. You can say we got above VWAP. We have bullish divergence. Liquidity has been swept. We are breaking out. You can say that we have broken momentum to the downside and changed market structure. And we are looking to move up. There is a million ways to enter this trade. But the only way to enter this trade is understanding what we're looking for, what reaction we're looking for, and market structure changing. Your long is either here or up here. This is a short, sorry. Okay? But it's here because we've done a job. Okay? Your target, well, Valhalla on these trades, right? You look to take it to the highs of the range and then onward, right? And you're probably looking at fib extension levels. So you probably go swing low to swing high. You know, look for the 618, 234. Yeah, so we look in here. We're looking here and we're looking here, right? And then bada bing, bada boom. You know the rest of the story. And off we go, right? Safe and protected because we swept that liquidity and off we go, okay? Look at that level getting hit perfectly as well, okay? So can you trade these? Yes. But you got to trade them with respect. And also, you have a very clear invalidation point, right? The lows of the range. Very good R multiple, right? You risk your 1% here. You have a potential to rotate to the top of the range. You're trading a bullish token, so you can possibly look for much higher targets, okay? You're trading a narrative, but you're also trading a strategy and using the tools we help you with here, okay? If you don't know market structure, turn on your damn market structure, okay? Go into your shorter term time frames. And you can see how we change character right here. Okay, breakout retest, that's the one I was talking about. Breaking momentum, changing structure. You can buy this candle here. Okay. Bullish divergence, exhaustion. Okay, liquidity sweep. Doji engulfing on the 3-minute. I've taught you guys that as well. Okay. So you employ your strategy within the bullish token with good risk management. And that's it, right? So how do you look for it now, right? Like, oh, okay, that's fine and dandy, Alex. You're looking back in time. You remember I gave this trade setup yesterday, right? But there's ways to do it, right? So we look at here. First thing you're always looking for when something does this, right? Where are your traps? Okay, you're always looking for a retest to previous highs. Always looking here. First buy level, right? What are we gonna do? What did I just show you? Impulse fib, 382. There's an order block right here. Okay, 382. Swing low, swing high, right? We got double top here. Looks a bit sketchy. I wouldn't trade this though yet. All right, 382 order block. So first level bounce. Waiting for a bounce out of here. Right? 382 tap. Continuation trade, right? Golden pocket, fair value gaps. Not really interested. Pretty aggressive. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn on the indicator. I can see order blocks a mile away. You guys will learn too. You can flip on the switch though, make you feel better. Okay. So we're looking here for a bounce. What do we need to see? Structure change, right? Structure change continuation. Otherwise, what? We're looking to revisit the highs. So is it risky taking a trade here? Abso-freaking-lutely. Right? Is it overextended? Abso-freaking-lutely. Are you late to the chase? Abso-freaking-lutely. Where was the long? Back here. Right? But this is how you do it, right? And you wait. If you get the reaction you want to see here, cool, you take the trade. Stop loss below the low, manage your risk, right? However, to me, this very overextended Bitcoin looks toppy. Use your Bitcoin as confluence, right? Solana looks toppy. Bitcoin looks toppy. Look at perfect SFP right now on Bitcoin. I'm gonna long Solana just to counter trade you. I'm kidding. But that's how it's done, guys. I mean, and then it's rinse and repeat with good risk management with a hard R multiple, and over time you make money. That's
Love
it.
it. Let me bring up we're almost at the end of the show. By the way, guys, just so you know, we're gonna be starting the show a little bit late. I'm gonna be changing the official time to 5 minutes after. That is because I'm rushing out of one show to getting here in time, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting, right? So I think it's only fair to change the time to where we're gonna be starting. So that's the first announcement. We're gonna be starting 5 minutes after, and that's gonna be reflected. Yay! That's gonna be reflected on the time starting, right? The next thing that I want to show you guys, it is my Solana trade. All right. So this is what I opened. I'm right now moving my stop to entry just so you guys know. And the actual trade is turning back on me. Let me go ahead and show you when I gave the trade right here today in the morning. Here's what I was looking into the top, or as high as it could go into the top of that platinum pocket, as you can see right down here. This is what I was expecting. And well, then as soon as the show started, and also I mean right before we started here, I decided to open up a short right there. Let's go to the 4 hours so you can see exactly my entry right here. As I see it, let me hide everything here. As I see it, oh man, but there it is. Hitting the top of that platinum pocket, I was not able to enter immediately, but on that retracement on that candle, I decided to jump into the 15 minutes time frame. So I jumped in here and basically coming back down, and I was looking for a target on my golden pocket all the way down here. Seems like right now we're making a little bit of a higher high, and I'm gonna get stopped out at 0. Basically, no loss on this trade. Why? Because I have a rule, in case you don't know. As soon as I have my first candle, both wick and body in the green, that is my signal to move my stop to entry. All right. If the thing takes me out, perfect. I have no lost anything. And when I move this, I slightly overshoot. All right. And that is to cover any fees that I have. So I always get stopped out at, I don't know, depending on the size of my entry and the leverage that I'm using, between 1 and 10 bucks. I know it's a big difference, especially when you have a small account, but that really depends on when you're scaling. Like when I say, for example, full position, I get stopped out, for example, at 10 bucks on profits, or when I say half a position, I get stopped out at a quarter. And then when I say stopped out, or when I go for example, a quarter of a position, that's when I start getting stopped out at $1 or something in profits. All right. So just so you know, that was a quarter of a position, not stopped out just yet. All right. Very close to it. But if I do, I'm going to add $1 to my pocket. That is a little bit of a dad trick when we joke around buying the top and still making money on it. Because when you use your risk management, you can close your trades on the rebound or minimize your losses as much as possible. All right. So far, my trade is holding on to it right now. And I'm looking, since this is looking toppy, right? And we already have a flip of the ribbon, a possible reversal, an overbought, and we're still pretty bullish, but our consolidation score is increasing, which means we either range or have a retracement. And I'm thinking that we could have this retracement here out of this trend line from these highs and these lows, very close to my golden pocket. So it's just a short scalp here. Hopefully we can get it and profit out of this. And another trick that I'm going to be showing you, or not trick, but something that I'm willing to do when I get stopped at profits. If I still see that thing, like the flip of the ribbon, all right, and I get stopped out, and the thing, for example, goes and do 1 or 2 candles higher, and I'm still having that flip of the ribbon, I re-enter my short in there. Remember, I have lost nothing, and if I still on a shorting area, I could be re-entering, and that's what I usually do, re-enter my short in here for then trying to catch, the movement that I was expecting. Important. When you push your target up, your entry up, your target also goes up. because it is directly related with the market cap, and the market cap is also directly related with how high is it. Let me show you a little trick on how to understand that, or not to understand that, because sometimes it gets a little wonky, but to picture that. All right. So let's go for a price range like this. All right. Let's measure, for example, that I'm thinking that we could be having a retracement out of a 2.24%. But if that same retracement over time, I push it all the way up, what was it? Right now, it's at 2.22. Let's push it back. Look at how that 28, 20, 30, 31, 33, 34, 35, and I'm not changing the shape of it. And that has to do with how much market cap is in there for the price action for the price action to be at this price. All right. So just be aware that as you push your entry point higher, your target low will also go higher, and that has to do with the percentage seen in here, right? So there you go, guys. This is my entry that I took basically right at the beginning of the show, and right now I'm not saying that you should, but I think that you could still jump within this trade and make I don't know, a couple of bucks. Still, remember this is a scalp on the 15 minutes. So what's up? I see. Does anyone think Nvidia will what beat earnings today? I don't know. What do you think about that, Alex?
There you go.
Oh, love it.
I think
you got prepared.
I'm prepared, man. Yeah. It's high expectations, right? I think no matter what, it's fine. It's fine. It's the biggest fucking company in the world. It's bigger than most countries. So
Holy shit.
either
man.
way, it's gonna be fine.
All right, so
But yeah,
guys,
it'd probably beat it. It'd probably beat it and pump to the moon. I mean, look at the Nasdaq today. The Nasdaq swept all the liquidity out and is fucking ripping. SPY, fucking ripping. So even if they're bad, it's almost built a cushion. Okay, so if it's bad and it dumps a bit, that's fine, right? So look at the stock market today. Is it pricing it in? Bullish. Is it pumping today? Yes. So if it's bad and it dumps, has it provided a pillow for it to fall onto, right? It has. So very simply, right? The SPY's up today. Nasdaq's up today. So for me, it's like doesn't really matter.
Absolutely. So, guys, we're kind of like running out of time, and I want to take this last minutes to inform you a couple of things, especially since I see a lot of new faces like One Way, Speed, Little Fish, Taylor. Yeah, new faces all around.
Yeah, that little fish guy is like super active, man. Welcome, man. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Just kidding. There are variants in here, but yeah, I do see. I just wanted to shout them out twice, but I do see new faces in here, like for example, Sunbright, Moonshine, Sea Warrior, Dan, Asteth, Falcon.
High up on the rock. He came from the gang. He likes being here too. Couple of guys with the Otter Gang discount code who came over.
Oh, love it. Nice.
Moonshine as well. Yeah. Nice to see you guys in here.
Love it. So a quick overview, guys, that remember that this classes, since we're already been for a long time in here, we try to show you how we use the indicators real time so you can use them too. But if you are a beginner and want to know how to use them or have questions, these are the classes to ask them, right? We just don't try not to repeat the same class every single day. But be aware that if you have any question, please post them right here in the side chat. And as soon as we read it, we're going to be trying to answer it. So don't be shy. Any and all of the questions are valid and they are important because we all had to start somewhere, right? So it doesn't matter if you're starting very down low, like not knowing what a coin is, right? Or even if you're starting higher, very prepared, already having all the information about, I don't know, strategy, so on and so forth, right? But the important part is that you ask your questions. All questions are important, and we want to answer them. So I see one where do I find you guys to watch again and see the show on the class recordings? Let me hashtag it here. So class recordings, here it is, and you can see the records. Oh, Daga, that's always lighting fast, my friend. Thank you so much for that, brother. So you can watch them there, and also you can hit me up at the main chat or the what is it? The question get help chat. Just at OC, and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. Other than that, guys, we have changed the plus classes up next. All right. So, if you are a plus member, we're gonna have an exclusive class for you today, right now, starting in 5 minutes. No, 3 minutes. So make sure you wrap up. You make a little bit of a space for us, and we're gonna be seeing you, Piper and I, on the next upcoming class. And if you're a hacker, then we have a session for you too.
Let's go.
Let's go. Alex, as always, it's always like coming back to class and having, that friend that always throws ball papers at the teacher with. So really, really, really appreciate you, my friend. Really enjoy giving the classes with you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the time. And of course, thank you for spreading the knowledge. Really appreciate it, my friend.
Of course, bro. Always a good time, man. Have a good day, and don't forget long Solana.
We'll see. We'll
Hey.
see. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.